Hello, this is Alphonso Johnson. Be sure to check out my interview on ForBassPlayersOnly.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Jon Liebman. You're watching ForBassPlayersOnly.com. Today I have the privilege of interviewing the esteemed Alphonso Johnson. How are you, Alphonso?
Great.
It's so great to see you again. It's been at least a couple of years since your first interview on For Bass Players Only. So we talked about your upbringing and the stick and weather report and all great information. I'm interested, as our viewers are, I'm sure, in just some highlights of what you've been doing since that time. What's been keeping you busy in the last, I don't know, couple of years? Anything stand out in particular?
Well, obviously, I'm here at the base camp, the 2014 base camp.
Yes, we are, by the way, excuse me, the world headquarters of Warwick and Framus. You can see the office behind us. We are in Markneukirchen, Germany.
Yes, very good. Very good pronunciation.
Fun to say.
So I guess going back 2 or 3 years, I did a very special concert in Switzerland called Jazz Is. And I had an opportunity to reunite with Rodney Holmes on drums and Randy Brecker on trumpet. That was very special. And I guess they recorded a live concert that's going to be released sometime next year, early next year. I still have my teaching position at USC. And other than that, I've been slowly but surely, one step at a time, just going in the studio recording songs that I like.
Just your own projects, you mean?
Yeah. I don't know if it's a project yet. I haven't given it a name, but I'll call some friends that I think, oh, this tune would sound good with Billy Valentine or Andrea on violin, or I recorded one song. I wanted to get a koto player, and just out of coincidence, I got called to do a gig with a koto player, and so I asked her if she would play, and it just kind of organically comes together, and so that, and recently, last week, I played 3 dates with a group called Jostle.
I was going to ask you about that, and that is an acronym, which is what Jonas Hellborg, Steve Bailey, and
Lee Sklar.
Normally Lee Sklar, but Lee was busy this week, I guess.
That's right.
So you're filling in for him.
Yeah, he's leads.
Well, that kind of ensemble and instrumentation is interesting. I saw a few years ago Jeff Berlin with Stu Hamm and Billy Sheehan.
Yeah.
And I also saw, drawing a blank right now. I saw an upright thing with Christian McBride and John Clayton and Rodney Whitaker. How do you pronounce it? Jostle?
Jostle.
Yeah. How does that music compare to those other types of bass trios?
Well, I haven't heard any of those, but
you can imagine. Stu Hamm and Billy.
I did hear the tour that Stanley Clarke and
Marcus Miller
Victor
and
Wooten.
Victor Wooten.
Yeah, and I just thought that's a great idea, and I think the thing that makes Jostle difference is we have a drummer, we have Chester Thompson, so there's a lot of dynamic interplay, and I want to say a lot more energy because of that. We have a lot of variety within the group to do. We do Billy Cobham songs,
Which ones?
We're doing what's it called? Red Baron.
Oh yeah.
And
from Spectrum.
And we have solo spots. We each go out and we're doing Bahama Mama.
Who wrote that song?
That's one of my originals.
That's one of my favorites back in the 70s.
Yeah.
Love it. Tell me about your equipment. You mentioned Warwick. Why do you like Warwick so much? It's great stuff, but what do you get out of it personally?
I was previously playing Epiphany rig, which very, very happy with. I had 2 14 cabinets. I had a big 1,000-watt head and a very solid sounding equipment. So when I came over to Warwick 3 years ago, I started seeing how they were building their amps and their basses. So it's kind of like Hans Peter has the concept of putting a whole package together.
Hans-Peter Wilfer, the owner, CEO, sitting somewhere right behind us, I think.
So it was nice to have the concept of, okay, I'm going to talk to one company really about my sound, which is my bass and my amplifier. And that's kind of got me interested. And then when we started talking about, I started talking to Jonas, who also works at Warwick, helping to design the equipment. He started talking about the speaker cabinets and headroom, and here I am talking to a musician about gear, and he's going to be involved in designing it. That's very unique, very cool.
Yes.
And
the end result?
Great. Jonas helped design these cabinets that are very small, and it's amplified. It's like a little shoebox,
yes.
You know.
But with 1,000 watts.
Yeah, 1,000 watts, and as you witnessed last night, 2 bass players can plug into it, and it's amazing.
Great stuff. Warwick is incredible, and we're very happy to be here at the World Headquarters and for the base camp. Yeah. What about the future? What else do you want to do that you haven't already accomplished?
I just want to continue to challenge myself. You know, I've been practicing and studying acoustic bass, playing with the bow, which is kind of inspired by me having to do a senior recital for my bachelor's degree. And so after doing all that work, I thought, oh, I'm not going to stop now, you know. Right. So that's pretty much in my future, and just learning how to be a better educator, you know, learning different techniques, researching different areas about teaching, and how different people have different approaches, you know, and how to incorporate that into what I do.
Last question. I don't remember if I asked you this or not, but I'm wondering, what would you be if you were not a bass player? Something outside of music.
Well, when I went to school, I went to a trade school, and I took up carpentry and cabinet making, and my 2 older brothers were both involved in that, so I guess I'd be working either selling furniture or building furniture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that cross over in any kind of interest in instrument making?
I love, when I was in high school, I loved the smell of sawdust. I loved cutting wood and shaping it, and it was really the one thing I looked forward to every day was going to wood shop. So it's part of, I guess, the whole connection with wood and playing basses and acoustic bass. It's all part of something I grew up with.
Well, great. Alphonso, great catching up with you.
Thank you.
Let's not wait so long before we do it again.
All right.
And much luck and continued success to you always.
Thank you.
I'm Jon Liebman with Alphonso Johnson. We are watching ForBassPlayersOnly.com.